Don't embarrass us with your cheap taste, Lily whispered at her fancy engagement party. So, I did exactly that. I walked in wearing a giant hot dog costume. The crowd gasped. Lily screamed, "Get out." I bowed, smiled, and left. The next morning, I canceled her $24,000 honeymoon, froze her credit card, and sent her fiancé screenshots of her cruel texts about him. She called 83 times. He vanished. And suddenly she understood. Lily's voice was sharp as she dug her nails into my arm. Don't ruin this. Her smile stayed perfect for the camera. I stood frozen, surrounded by rich guests in shiny clothes. I wasn't surprised. This whole $40,000 party was funded by me over the past year. Cheap taste. I thought. I paid for this. I tried to speak, but she squeezed my arm harder. I don't care. Stay quiet. Don't speak. Just smile when asked. Her fiancé Colin laughed nearby with friends. My parents smiled proudly at Lily. Not me. Lily walked off to pose again, letting go of my arm like I was trash. I just stood there humiliated. Hey, you okay? Someone asked. It was James, Colin's friend. Your sister's intense, he joked. I forced a smile. You have no idea. He laughed, but I saw it, pity in his eyes. Everyone saw me as the forgotten one. The helper. The silent wallet. Until I snapped. I left the room, heart racing, fingers typing. An hour later I burst back in wearing a full hot dog costume. Bun, sausage, fake mustard. People gasped. Some laughed. Lily froze. Ladies and gentlemen, I said loudly. A toast to the couple. To Lily, who taught me family is about image, not love. And to Colin, who's about to see the truth. Lily screamed, "Get out." I bowed. Just doing what you asked, keeping my cheap taste out of sight. I walked out. The perfect night shattered behind me. At sunrise my phone lit up, dozens of missed calls from Lily, then mom and dad. I ignored them all. Then I called the resort and canceled her honeymoon. I froze her credit card. And finally I sent Colin everything, her texts mocking him and his family, bragging about using him to climb up. 2 hours later Lily called again, crying, begging. I didn't answer. Instead I sat back, drank my coffee and watched the sunrise. For the first time I didn't feel used. I felt free. You're destroying your sister, Mom whispered, her voice shaking with both anger and fear. No, I said, calm and cold. I'm just finally making things right. She's your sister, she snapped. You've always had it easy. It was harder for her. I laughed, sharp and bitter. She used me for years. My money, my time, everything, and you praised her for it. But now that I stopped helping, I'm the villain. Don't twist this, she cried. Lily's hurting. Colin's heartbroken. You ruined everything. She ruined it herself, I said. She lied to him. Lied to you. And you believed her because she's your favorite. Her voice cracked. And you've always been cruel. I protected you, I said. I stood up for you when she didn't. Protected me, she repeated. I stepped closer, anger burning under my skin. You stood by while she emptied my bank account, lied to me, and called me nothing but a wallet. And now she's finally facing consequences and you blame me. Tears filled her eyes. She didn't mean it. She's just lost. No, Mom. She's a manipulator. And you let her do it. She slapped me hard. My cheeks stung. We stood in silence. She looked at me with regret, then turned and walked away. I wish I'd never come here, she whispered. I closed the door. My cheek burned, but my chest hurt more. I stood still, breathing hard. I wasn't finished. Not even close. That night, I quietly entered the hotel where Lily and Colin were staying. I knew they were there. Mom had let it slip during one of her desperate calls. I took the elevator to the 3rd floor and walked slowly down the hall. Almost at their door, I heard Lily's voice, sharp and angry. He's jealous, Colin. He always tried to ruin things for me. Colin sounded unsure. But why cancel the honeymoon? And those messages? I saw them. He faked it, Lily lied. He's obsessed with me. He wants to destroy everything. Please believe me. I leaned in closer, heart pounding. He seemed calm, Colin said. Not like someone trying to hurt you. Exactly, she said, panicking. That's how manipulators work. He's playing the victim. Colin sighed. Maybe I need some air, time to think. No. Please don't leave, she begged. Silence. Then the door opened. Colin walked out and headed for the elevator. I slipped out of sight just in time, watching him go. I stayed heart racing. She was still lying. Still making me the bad guy. But I wasn't going to let her get away with it this time. I pulled out my phone and turned on the voice recorder. I waited. Half an hour later I heard her again, on the phone with someone. He's ruining everything, she said. But it doesn't matter. Colin's not stupid. I can control him. My parents will always believe me. Then her voice softened. My brother's a loser. I can make him look crazy. I've done it before. It's just harder now that he's fighting back. My hand shook with anger. She hadn't just lied, she planned everything. But now I had proof. I watched the door waiting. Then it opened. Lily stepped out, still on the phone. Yeah, I'll fix this mess, she said. She didn't see me until I was right behind her. Fixing another mess, Lily? I asked. She turned pale with shock. What are you doing here? Listening. I held up my phone, still recording. It's amazing what people say when they think no one's around. Her face twisted with rage. You don't know what you're doing. I do. I'm ending it. I turned and walked away, her fury burning behind me. But I wasn't done yet. Her lies were built like a fortress. And I was ready to tear it down. Now it was my turn. I drove straight to my parents' house. The lights were on. As I stepped out of the car I heard laughter. I walked up quietly and peeked through the window. There they were, Mom, Dad, and Lily sitting at the dinner table. No tears, no drama. Lily was smiling like nothing had happened. He's just having one of his episodes, Lily said calmly, cutting her steak. I feel bad, but we can't let him ruin everything. Dad sighed. I always knew he'd end up like this. He's been trouble since the beginning. Mom just nodded with a sad smile. We need to be there for you, Lily. He'll come around eventually. I stepped back, hidden in the shadows. They had chosen their side. I wasn't part of the family anymore. I was the outsider. But I was done being quiet. Later, by the lake, they had set up a picnic. Under a big oak tree with a red and white tablecloth and all my favorite food from childhood. Fried chicken. Mashed potatoes. Apple pie. I stood at a distance watching them. Lily wore a white dress and smiled brightly, but her eyes were cold. Mom moved around nervously, trying to act cheerful. Dad leaned against the tree, arms crossed, looking annoyed. Colin sat away from them, staring at his shoes. Oh, there you are. Lily said, waving. Don't be a stranger. Come join us. I walked over quietly. Everything looked perfect, but it felt fake. We know things got messy, Lily said sweetly. But we're family. We wanted to make things right. Yeah, Dad muttered. Family doesn't turn on each other. I stayed quiet. Colin glanced at me, then at Lily. He didn't look so sure about anything anymore. Sit please, Mom said, sliding a plate toward me. It's all your favorites. We thought it might help. I sat but didn't eat. I know you're hurt, Lily continued. Planning the engagement got stressful. Maybe I overreacted. Overreacted? I asked coldly. Interesting word. She laughed nervously. Let's not be dramatic. We're here to make peace. Peace. I leaned in. Or are you just scared I'll tell the truth? Her smile faded. She looked to Dad, who stepped in quickly. Stop it, he snapped. This was supposed to be your chance to apologize. Apologize? I said, laughing. I'm the bad guy now. Lily's the poor victim. You are, Dad barked, slamming the table. You humiliated her. You embarrassed all of us. Oh, I know people are talking, I said, pulling out my phone. Especially Lily. Lily's face went pale. What are you talking about? I've heard the real you, I said and pressed play. Her own voice came through the speaker. Colin isn't stupid. I can handle him. My parents will never take his side. They always protect me. Colin looked up, stunned. Lily, what is this? It's a lie, she shouted, trying to grab my phone. I stepped back. You faked it, she cried. You're trying to ruin me. Really? I pressed play again. My brother has always been a loser. I can make him look crazy. I've done it before. Lily froze. Her face twisted in shock. Turn that off. Dad yelled. Stop this. You want the truth? I said. Here's more. I tapped another recording. I warned you about him, Colin. He's obsessed with me. He needs help. Colin stood up, fists clenched. You told me he threatened you. That he tried to ruin us. He did. Lily screamed. He's twisting everything. I pulled a folder from my bag and tossed it onto the table. Here's everything. Texts. Screenshots. Her real words about you and your family. Colin flipped through the pages, hands shaking. Lily, you called my mom worthless. Said you wished she'd disappear. Lily stammered. That was a joke. No, I said. You meant it. Every word. And there's more. I tapped my phone again. If my brother doesn't shut up, Lily had once said, I'll make sure everyone thinks he's crazy. I can cry a little. Mom always believes me. But now Lily's perfect little world was falling apart. Liar, she screamed at me, furious. You faked everything. I did, I said quietly. And you want to call your friends? Or maybe your ex, Sarah, the one you bragged about stealing money from. Her face went pale. You wouldn't. I already did. I tossed another folder in front of her. Inside was a written statement from Sarah, saying Lily had stolen her phone and texted her boyfriend pretending to be her. There's more if you want me to keep going. Stop this, Mom cried, tears on her cheeks. You're tearing this family apart. No, I said coldly. I'm showing you the truth. The truth you always ignore. Lily lies. He manipulates. And you always choose her over me. Because you're jealous, Dad shouted, standing. She's better than you. Always has been. I laughed, cold and empty. Better at lying. At using people. At stealing. Colin, her fiancé, pushed the folder away, his face filled with disgust. I can't believe I ever trusted you, he said to Lily. He pulled off his engagement ring and threw it on the ground. We're done. No, Colin. Lily cried, trying to grab his hand. But he stepped back. Stay away from me. You're poison. Her face twisted in rage. She turned to me, reaching like she wanted to attack. You ruined everything. Ruined? I said, stepping back calmly. No. I revealed who you really are. Dad held her back. Get out, he growled at me. You've done enough. I smiled and reached for the last piece of pie on the table, wrapping it in a napkin. Don't worry. This is the only thing I'm taking. The rest was never mine. I walked away, leaving behind their yelling and chaos. At the edge of the field, I saw Colin by his car, staring at the lake. He looked at me, confused and heartbroken. Why? He asked softly. Why did you do all this? I looked him in the eye. For the first time in years, the weight was gone. Because staying silent would have been a lie. And I'm done living their story. I got in my car and drove away, the wind behind me. I felt free. But it wasn't over. The next morning at 7 a.m. my phone rang. Grandma. Sweetheart, she said. I heard everything. Your parents are making you out to be the bad guy. I don't care anymore, I said. I'm just glad it's over. It's not over until they pay back what they took from you. I didn't do this for money, I replied. I just wanted them to stop using me. Then let's make sure they do. An hour later she was at my place. Show me everything you paid for. I opened my banking app. Lily's wedding, $24,000. Dad's debts, $12,000. Monthly help, over $30,000. She frowned. They used you. That ends today. That afternoon, Grandma called a family meeting. When I arrived, everyone was already there. Lily looked pale, Mom kept fidgeting, and Dad was pacing. I sat beside Grandma. Her voice was calm but sharp. I saw the proof. You've used him like an ATM. It stops now. Mom, please, Lily said sweetly. He's just overreacting. Be quiet, Grandma snapped. If you don't pay him back, I'll take you out of my will. All of you. Mom's face went white. You can't do that. Oh, I can. And I will. Lily's eyes filled with tears. But Grandma. You lied. You used him. Now pay for it. Dad crossed his arms. This is a family matter. He's trying to divide us. No, I said. I'm telling the truth. You did this to yourselves. The room went quiet. Pay him back, Grandma said firmly. Or lose everything. Dad stormed out. Mom followed. Lily just stared at the table. 30 minutes later, Dad came back with his checkbook. His hand was shaking. Here, he said, throwing a check at me. Take it. I didn't break this family, I said. You did, Lily whispered. And now you're facing the truth, Grandma said coldly. I folded the check and stood up. I'm done. I walked out, Grandma standing strong behind me. That night I sat by my window, a cup of tea in my hands. For once I wasn't thinking about them. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Grandma. Proud of you. Don't look back. Love, Grandma. I smiled. It was over. Their lies. Their control. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for freedom. And as the sun rose the next morning, I finally felt it. Peace.